We are live. We are live. We are live.
Hey, drop and give me 50. 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 Hey. Pills pop up. You know, my boy Drake dropped push-ups today. So that he sent me a text. He let me know what's going down. So, you know what I'm saying? Drop and give me 50. No, 50. If we got 250, that's 100, right? We're just trying to keep it 100.
We're trying to keep it 100. It's all about J. Cole. But anyway, okay.
Apologize. We apologizing over here. My bad.
Yeah, we ain't gonna go there. How's everybody doing? Welcome. We have more people coming in the building. We are excited to really be launching our next cohort because we're trying to get to the next 100. And so we would definitely want to make sure that if you have questions, this is going to be more freestyle. We just are here for those incoming proteges or anybody that wants to know more about the protege program, how to be a coach, how to be a protege. We're here for all of your questions. And so this is more interactive. This is for y'all, each and every one of y'all, because once again, we're trying to get to the next 100 and be live in 2025. So without further ado, just keep coming into the chat, keep things rolling in. Gio is gonna hop back on because you know there has to always be some technical difficulties that happen, but we keep things moving. So please make sure that you drop questions in the chat if you have any. We added him back to the stage because we got to keep things going. And he was worried about me. But then again, he does the exact thing, y'all. What kind of brotherhood do we have? Anyway, it's okay. It's okay. He back in the building. You're live. Appreciate you, Gio, coming back on. But once again, we want your questions, comments. But let's talk about a little bit about the protege program. So, Gio, what can you tell the people about the protege program and how it's impacting healthcare at every stage?
Yeah, man, we're looking to change the look, face, and feel of healthcare at every stage. And that's our overall vision for not just the protege program for pills. And as we think of that, we're also living our name. Pharmacist initiative leaders, it's in our name, pills, to redefine and represent what it means to lead. And one of the ways we do that is through our protege program, where at least on paper, we're putting fourth year pharmacy students into their first choice residency or fellowship, which, as we know, as you become more clinically trained and you get a postdoctoral specialty at an institution, that makes you more not just of a better practitioner in terms of wherever you decide to practice in, that also makes you more of someone who does have ailments. You have the opportunity to have more practice in that institution. From a corporate standpoint, a fellowship also broadens your opportunities and exposure to then practice what I would say corporate practitionership, whether it's in medical affairs, regulatory affairs, or on the commercial side, which I'm a big proponent of. And so as we think of what we've been able to do since 2016, we've always, I know you're seeing the numbers now, which I'll share if you haven't, we've always been at the forefront with over 90% of our proteges, to where we started in 2016 with, I believe, 5, to where a few years ago we had 70, to where this year we wanted to go deeper and really get at the foundation of what we're trying to do with our proteges. And we had 24 in 2024. And I'm pleased to say that when it was all said and done at the end of what we would like to call our process for 2024, we kept it 100. We had 100% of our proteges get their first choice residency or fellowship. And I want to be clear, we did have a few people who went through traditional models of going through phase 1 of the residency program and had to go to phase 2. But we do know that there's fruits in failure, and that allows you to build your faith and allows you to build and fuel the focus that you have. And we were able to get those people the opportunity that they really needed and wanted in phase 2. And so what we're doing with our protege program is not just something one-on-one. We do have one-on-one coaches, but we do ensure that there's a cohort and a family that's built, both with our proteges, who some might call mentees, and our coaches, who some may call mentors. And we believe, as we're going to continue to do, of pouring into them, not just now, but at every stage of their personal and professional journey. And so we're excited to, in this last year, for the first time ever, we have rolled out the Chief Protege model, where we have at least one of the cohort leaders per clinical and corporate side, as I like to break it down. But this year we instituted our first ever internship program where we always got to rebrand and put it in our own words, where we had our first time national officers. So these officers were of the Protege program, first time ever. They've had an inside look at our organization, and they've now raised their hand to, before they graduate, before they even had the opportunity to get their fellowship or residency, start to do some of the things in the organization of PILS that we've been wanting to do for some time. So super excited to have a group of our proteges start to build the next pipeline of leadership so that PILS we can lead on our roadmap of pathways. So I'm not able to see, at least for the comments, which I know Josh is able to see the people and things of that nature, because what happened is I tried to log in and that's what kicked me out. So I will stay not logged in. I'll fly blind because I know our CEO and president sees all. So whatever comments that are on StreamYard, I'll be able to see, but I won't be able to see any other comments or even see who's on the live. So keep us honest, Joshua, who's coming in and or numbers and all that stuff.
For sure. So the very first question that we have is, what do we look for in the next protege? And I will tell you a couple of things from my perspective. And Gio, if I miss anything, definitely double down on that. But the first thing I would say is hunger. No matter your failures, no matter what stage you're at, we want to see your hunger. A lot of times we may just go through life expecting things, but if you want to get to that next stage, you got to be hungry for it. So we want to see why you. Why do you feel like you're going to be the best fit for the protege program? Why you? Why do you have? What strengths do you have? What's your superpower? How can we engage you? And the second thing is, how do you plan on giving back? We always think about how we receive, but how do you give back to the organization that's giving you so much? So, for example, Gio and I came from SNAFM, and we have given back to that organization for several years, and we still continue to give back in some form or fashion every single year, because that gave us the blueprint on what we're doing today. It gave us our foundation from a national perspective on what we need to do and grow into leadership. And so definitely making sure that you're always thinking about giving back. And the third thing is consistency. We are looking for consistent leaders that no matter what comes your way, you're going to show up. Even if you mess up and you fall off alive, you got to get back on and come with it and bring the energy like Gio just talked about. So that's what it's about. So grit, that consistency, and that hunger is what's going to get you to that next stage and be one of our proteges. But Gio, anything else you want to add to that?
Yeah, I was blessed enough to meet with one of the proteges. I shouldn't say one of the proteges, one of the people applying today. And this was already on calendar before they applied. And that in itself is something that I'm looking for, proactivity. People who are proactive and trying to find opportunities, not just for them, but for others. People who are proactive and planning, and not just planning for what they have to do, but planning for organizations and enterprises. And lastly, proactive in ensuring that they know that they may or they're going to fail in something because they're stretching themselves. They're not only doing what they know how to do, but they're doing what they would like to do. And by doing that, sometimes you're going to fail. And they're proactive in knowing that from their mindset, and or at least knowing that they don't have that and they want to build upon that. So they're proactive in knowing their quote unquote failures and quote unquote weaknesses, and they're open to failing again and again and again, and open to building upon their weaknesses again and again. And so I'm looking for that. That's what I'm looking for. I'm also looking for people who are willing to continue to invest beyond the thing that they're trying to get. As Josh mentioned, we've been brothers before we ever started PILS, but we're investing in the profession in our own way. And our profession, yes, is the profession of pharmacy, but more broadly, our profession is healthcare and wealth care. We want to make people in the circle around us more healthy and more wealthy. And we continue to invest in that, knowing that in a generation, we're not going to get to 100% of where we have the vision at, but we've written, you saw that failure there, but there's fruit in failure. We've written it down, and we've had people along the journey that will continue it beyond us. And we're looking for those people now so that we can pour into them and overflow that they can pour into others. And all that sounds philosophical, but what that really tangibly means is, hey, they have demonstrated and or shown that, hey, this is something that I've already done where I'm at, like their school, their institution, their city, they've already demonstrated some of this. And two, they're open to continue to do that while they're on the journey to get what they're trying to get. And so they're open to lead a little bit more. So with that, we wanted to make sure we came to you live the same way Drizzy came to the world live, and made sure we didn't just drop and give you 50. We're dropping giving you 100% real questions and answers, 100% of what we've seen since 2016 to get over 90% of people into their first choice residency and fellowship. And don't be mistaken, the coaches also too, as we're getting data and metrics, have also been promoted faster because they're able to showcase and demonstrate their leadership capabilities. And so with that, super excited to have this opportunity to talk directly to the people. I see one of my national officers, you know what I'm saying, on keeping it 100, Dr. Bibbs. I'm already claiming. I know she graduated a little bit, but Dr. Bibbs, we already gonna claim it. Or Dr. J. Dr. J has a nice ring to it too.
So yeah, man, this is just an exciting time. And, you know, we could talk all day about what the Protege program can do, but let's talk about what it did. And so Janice actually is one of our national officers, but also a Pills Protege. And when you become a Pills Protege, I like the term forever protege. Just because we get you to that next stage doesn't mean that we're not going to continue to keep investing in you. As Carson is also on here. And Carson is actually, I'll say, one of mine, humbly, Blackwood Protege. I thought I was retired, y'all, but she got me out of retirement. But I'm for real, y'all, retired. This is it. And Carson just got her first choice, and she'll be going to UW Health, where actually I feel like all of my proteges went there. I need my check. But she's one of our proteges that's going to Health System Pharmacy Administration and Leadership. And actually was just on an ASHP call with leaders across the country as she's just now entering into her formal leadership post-graduation. So Carson, we're proud of you. Janice, we're proud of you. And, you know, George, tell us where Janice is going, because I think, where's she going? Where do you think she's
going? To the number one, not the two, the number one. You heard of the big three? Ain't no big three. It's just big we. Number one, literally, go look it up. It ain't by sentiment. It's by dollars and our pipeline and all those things. The LILLY, Lily, in Indy. And so excited to have Dr. J here with us, along with a couple of other proteges who'll be joining. Also, still we have our I'll call it social media maven on here. Dr. Mo is what they call her in the streets. She's also had the opportunity.
This is a lie.
She's also had the opportunity to get her first choice fellowship on the not the West Coast, on the East Coast. And so I'll let Dr. J share a little bit more of that specifically, and a couple of other people who got their first choice. Not just for the people, because we are about the people. It's literally in our brand, but it's also about the people that they're going to be able to impact at the institutions that they're going to be at. And so Dr. Blackwell, give a flavor of these corporations. So we know Lilly is represented. What about where Dr. Mo is going to be at? What about, we talked about Wisconsin's programs, just a couple of.
Man, there's so many programs. So one of our projects is going to the Birmingham VA Health Center. We got another VA in Fayetteville, but we talk about companies. We got Novartis / the Rutgers program. We got GSK. Lily is just on here like several times, like trying to take over. I don't know what I keep seeing, just Lily. That's
kind
crazy.
Of ironic. It's ironic that we've built a pipeline somewhere. It's ironic, right?
Wisconsin also has that pipeline. Once again, I need my check. But moving on, UCLA Medical Center. We got Pfizer. We got Del Seaton. We got J&J. We got Sanofi. We got University of Tennessee. We got Mayo Clinic, a top organization in healthcare. We got Mayo in the building. We got Centene. We got Sanofi again. We got UCB. We got Parkland. I mean, the list keeps going on. We got Comprehensive Pharmacy Services. The list keeps going. And these are major corporations and health systems within our country that our leaders are going to their next stage and making an impact literally at every stage and every generation that we're going to see in the future of healthcare. And that's what the protege program does. We really instill in you key principles and leadership opportunities that you can take no matter what stage you're at and no matter where you go. And so it's always important to just to know that that's what the protege offers. And look at all of our proteges. They're coming through. Sydney now is in the building, who is actually coached by a Blackboard protege, Dr. Mitchell Blewett. Shout out to him. So many different people are on this call. And you see the proteges are now coming back here to inspire y'all. Because literally 12 is the number of authority. When you multiply that by 2, you get 24, which is how many we had in 2024. So it just keeps on giving. Gio?
And so I know we have a couple of people who might have applied or looking to apply here listening to us. That was part of the reason why we wanted to do this. We heard you loud and proud. We have the DMs. We're seeing y'all and we hear y'all. Maybe y'all feel intimidated about the process. Maybe you don't know how to stand out because it ain't about fitting in. It's about standing out. And maybe you're looking for what we're looking for. At the end of the day, we're looking for leaders. We're looking for people who want to ensure that they're taking the initiative to the things that they're seeing and hearing, making sure they're amplifying the unheard and the unseen, but they're also able to take direction from people who have been there before. This process is literally not just about you. It is about the circle of people around you, and the circle of people around you, to be very matter of fact, are the P3s, P1 through 3s that are looking up to you because you're a P4. It is about the coach that is helping you because they've been in your shoes. It is about the patients, if you're going to be in the clinic, or the people, if you're going to be in a corporation that you're going to be serving. And so as you think of that model, that's what we are recreating in a bottle through this protege program. And we know that this program is just its first stage of many that we're doing. And so with that, want to definitely take your questions in the chat. And I see one. Okay, that's from us, asking the proteges some of the lessons. And to be clear, one lesson that you've learned as being a protege. What I can say, because I did have a chat with one of the people that are here that has already applied, so it's not even going to change anything, is don't look at this process, literally the application or the interview, as something that's intimidating. Look at it as something that's genuinely giving you the opportunity to reflect on your experiences and the exposure that you've had or want to have, and how can you bring that to this process. And I say process both in applying, but then also hopefully to getting. The one thing that I'll also say is that we're opening up, and this is breaking news even for the proteges, we're opening up our Mighty platform, which is the platform where we'll be doing pretty much 90% of what we do, which we haven't done that before. We've dabbled in it, but this upcoming cohort will have a lot of it, keeping our ecosystem together. It'll be the number one go-to place for you to find resources, the go-to place for you to connect with current and past forever proteges. And then also we will have every single partner and speaker that we have ever had in that platform. So giving a big shout out to Dr. Libby, who a lot of you all know, who I know we haven't put on the calendar yet, but it's coming. Don't worry. Who's going to be committed to doing a NAPLEX prep with both our proteges, specifically our cohort of proteges. So we're going to have private, intentional, intimate interactions with Dr. Libby, but then she's also opening it up to Zoom to everyone. Also for the proteges that don't make it into the program, because what we've toggled with over the years is, do we quote unquote try to help as many people as we can, or do we be as selective as we can and go deep with our proteges? And we've landed at somewhere in the middle. And so we do have a number that is not the number that we're saying publicly that we're looking towards, and we always break our own rules here and there. But for those that unfortunately do not make the process, we are giving every single applicant an opportunity to be a part of our Mighty platform. And for the next, if you want to call it 3 to 6 months, that platform is in beta mode. And once we release it to all, it will be a paid platform only, where people will have to get paid access to the opportunity. And so we're really using this as an opportunity just for supreme clarity to show our profession how to not just create value, but to capture value. We're also showing it to, we know that we want generational health. We want generational wealth too. And so as we think of what we're building here at Pills and the Pills ecosystem, It definitely will be at every stage, both your personal stage and your professional stage. Both you're practicing in the corporate institutions stage, and you're practicing as being hopefully an entrepreneur or something of that nature. And so with that, we're seeing some of the keys that our prototypes are saying, and I'll highlight a few. It's okay to fail forward. Yes, it's definitely a very, very, very big key in how Pills was even formed. Pills was formed because of failure. Our founder, Dr. Brian Sackey, talks about that all day, and him and I have a book coming out in 2025, The Fruits of Failure. And we've started talking about it, haven't put a pen to paper, but you heard it here first. Fruits of Failure. Dr. Sackey's coming out. Our only female co-founder, Dr. Onye, talks about the failure she's had many times. And then myself and Josh, we continue to fail every day. As you saw me fail on the first part of this live, fail off the platform, and now I'm back. And so with that, we have Dr. Shoshima talking about utilizing all of your resources, the coaches, the mentors, the proteges, the network. We definitely want to make sure you understand that resources aren't static. They're not just pieces of paper. They are actually people as well. So with that, ensuring that you're leveraging all your resources as a people, but then others. And yes, we have our first question from a non-protege. So I'll let Dr. Blackwell take this one.
All right. Well, Kirsten, we really appreciate the opportunity for you to connect with us. So you are a third year at Xavier. I wanted to ask about what applicants can expect if they are extended an opportunity to interview. Would it be a one-on-one or group? So with the application process, it's going to be a couple people on your interview panel, and then it'll be you. And so it'll just be an opportunity for us to get to know you. We've already seen your application, we've assessed it, and it's just going to be a short interview just to make sure that we understand where you're at, your strengths, areas of opportunity, and then how Pills can best assist you. And so what we will say is that you want to make sure to bring your authentic self. Always bring your authentic self. Come prepared. Come dressed. Come with questions. We really want to get to know you. And but we don't want you to be too informal. Like you don't want to bring your dog in front of camera. Hi, Aston.
Hey,
my name's Aston. And so, but we really want you to bring your authentic self. So any questions that you have, please bring them. We want to hear from you. We want to get to know you. But that's how the interview process will be. So it's not going to just be one-on-one. Mainly, it's going to be a couple of us on a call, just getting to know you.
Appreciate that question.
Now, this is the fact. Yes. And this goes, so Chima's comment goes to if you're going through phase 1, phase 2. If you didn't get your first choice, it's always about making sure that you understand that what's meant for you, it will be so. So that's always going to be something that you have no matter what stage of life you're at, making sure you're keeping that perspective at the same time. Okay, coming in, Gio.
Rebecca, Alyssa, can you describe the process of the mentorship program and what it entails? I mean, the first thing is it's not a mentorship program. That's the first part. And I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm saying that to be intentional. I think for us as pharmacists, we've so often stayed inside of the box that we've been taught, and everyone and everybody talks about mentorship. What we believe and what we've proven over time is that it takes more than mentorship. It takes cohort-based coaching. And so that is the first part of it, is to redefine even your words and your speaking. The first 2 to 3 weeks of our program reprograms your mind on how to think as a healthcare practitioner, so much so to where you take a personality test first for you as a person. And so then from there, we go to branding, both personal branding and as we want to call it, social media branding, because we are living in the age of technology. And then lastly, based off of those two things, you understanding yourself, and then you understanding how the world today sees you, we take that with your interests and your passions and where you're trying to go to develop both with your one-on-one coach who is hands-on, has been in your shoes, and is going to be your go-to person along your path. Then along that, we bring you along weekly/bi-weekly meetings with your cohort to where we understand that as much as we want to give you and guide you with speakers, with the coach, you also learn from your peers. There's things today that your peers are doing along your same path that we will never be able to teach you. they can. There's also an opportunity for you to go through this path, not as competition, but collaboration. Yes, people in your cohort will be going and applying to the same program as you, and that's okay, because we teach you to understand what's meant for you is for you. We also teach you to also help people, and helping people sometimes meaning, putting quotes in the air, hurting yourself. We are not a selfish organization, not now and not ever. And so we invest in people at every stage and along the stage. We don't wait for you to get there. And so hopefully you're hearing a little bit of what it entails. It entails actually a curriculum. It entails actually having both a one-on-one coach and a cohort of coaches for support. And then lastly, we do have a technology platform that is both there for you to have resources and direct connections to people and things that we won't be able to teach in our weekly sessions, but you have the opportunity to be proactive and get that access. So thank you for that question, Rebecca. I'm gonna have Dr. Blackwell drop the application, which we are still open for application. We had a couple of people / a lot of people apply already. We see a few of those people here on here. But we also know we're doing this on purpose to give people the opportunity who have never heard about our program to learn more about it, to apply, to ask questions that they may have. And the questions can come from the proteges, the coaches, the people on the line. We're excited to answer any and everything.
So as I'm getting you guys the link for the Protege program, I want to just continue to ask any questions that you may have. We've never done this before. And so we really want to make sure that we're engaging with you and making sure that we're giving you tools to put your best foot forward possible. And so I'm going to say the soon-to-be Dr. Belton has asked us a question from Mercer University. She's a third-year pharmacy student. She says, can you describe how the program matches students with one-on-one coaches? That's a great question. So I will say that we do our due diligence. We do our homework. During the interview, we ask you what you are interested in. Even on the application, we ask you what you're interested in. And based upon your interest, we will assign that coach to you. So for example, my protege Carson, she wanted to do administration. So she came to me. If there was somebody that wanted to go to commercial, they'll go to GO. If they wanted something to go into medical affairs, we get you a coach in med affairs. So we try to pair a coach that fits the path that you're going into. So we always want to make sure that we're doing our due diligence to get you that real world experience by going to a real world coach that can give you the tools needed to be successful at any stage that you're in when it comes to interview prep, application, CV, all of the essential things that you need to be number one, chosen as your top choice program. That's something that we try to do no matter what field you're going into. Gio, you have anything to add?
Yeah, and I want to be clear what he's also leaving unsaid is that we also have a bevy of coaches across multiple stages. We are not a one-trick pony. We have coaches / proteges who have been in your shoes in the places that you're interested in. And so with that being said, it's not just that we will pair you up. We also have the access to those coaches. We also have access to those programs. And what we are currently doing even right now is recruiting the coaches for the current cohort, which some of them will be coaches from last year. And we are being very intentional with recruiting coaches who have never coached with us before, because we want to make sure that we're having both information and some consistency year over year, while also infusing new ways, new programs, new people and opportunities to be coaches. Also, what is left unsaid is that while we do our due diligence to ensure we pair you with your interests, there are times where your interests are your interests because it's what you've been exposed to. There are times where we believe, based off of what we see in you or what we've heard about you, we'll pair you with something that might not look like it, but will definitely help you. And some of that examples, or most of those examples, have directly come through Dr. Blackwell, as he is the only person in our history since 2016 to put multiple fellows and residents as the head coach, not as a co-founder, as a head coach into their first choice residency or fellowship. I haven't done that. I ain't got nobody to be a resident, and I don't think I ever will. It's not my job. That's not what God put me on this earth to do. But Dr. Blackwell, the Lord has blessed him to be able to have both of those minds with that. So hopefully, Tatiana, that helps you consider applying. And then also knowing that, again, what you think that you are inspired to do or interested in doesn't always mean that when you get exposed to and paired with something else. So love that.
All right. So speaking of a Blackboard protege, Carson asked, what training resources are in place for coaches to best support their proteges? How are they prepared to coach? See, she bring the heat with that question. I'm gonna turn it over to Gio. Go ahead.
I love that. And for the record, the Airtable is Airtable, which that's what the application is. The link for our application has been posted. It is also on our preferred platform right now on IG. That is our preferred platform. We do, however, have, and we'll make sure after this call, because we didn't do it before here, just keep it real. We like to keep it real, hot. You know what I'm saying? Humble, open, transparent. I think that's what it is.
Yes, humble. Yes.
Humble. We stay humble over here. Even though I'm King George, we stay humble over here. Open and transparent. That's the transparent part. I'm still a king. We will get that up on Twitter, because I ain't never calling it X. We'll get it up on Twitter and our LinkedIn just to make sure, but it is on IG right now. But to the question that Carson was asking, in the past, we have relied on the coach's past experiences and have had a successful structure to where we've had a head coach. And over the last few years, that has been Dr. Heilig, who is the author of our first ever protege curriculum. Taking the success rate, literally, of this last cohort of 100%, we have instituted a curriculum for our coaches. And so this year will be the first year where we'll also have not just a pre-meeting, which we've always had, but we'll actually have a series of pre-workshops with our coaches before they ever touch a protege, to ensure, one, they understand not just the mission and vision of PILS, which is everywhere, to change the look, face, and feel of healthcare, but to understand the mission and vision of why we have selected them and chosen them to be a coach. How are they available? Yes, not every single minute, but available at minimum twice a month to ensure they're doing very hands-on and direct coaching with their protege. Number two, how are they getting poured into by having coaches-only sessions to where they get to share notes and opportunities and resources with each other, while also getting to hear a speaker at a senior level to help them in their current careers. And then number three, making sure that they're getting paid. This year's coaches will find a nice plenty surprise. This is the first year, well, this upcoming year, where we're going to be giving the coaches some financial thank you. We've never done that before, but we wanted to make sure that we're standing on equity as well. We believe in ownership. We believe in equity. And it's gone are the times where people are just doing things just to feel good or just because they believe they can. And while we know that there's other organizations that have something similar, there's no program that has what we have. We do believe that within the next 1 to 2 years, as Josh and I really put our heads down and focus on this organization, this has always been something that Josh and I have done on the side, but Josh and I have committed to each other to really focus on the foundation of this organization, that the coaches will be prepared financially, they'll be prepared physically, and they'll be prepared mentally to coach before they ever touch, through curriculum, through a unified platform, and through providing them also professional expertise to be the coaches that we want. And that's just for the protege program. Then it turns on itself to then in their professional careers. So hopefully that answers your question, Madam Chief Protege, Dr. Snag.
All right. So the soon-to-be Dr. Brown, which thank you, soon-to-be Dr. Brown. We did get your application, so this is your verbal confirmation that we received it. But what are the specific expectations and responsibilities of mentees within the program? So our proteges need to do what is needed to even apply, I would say. Be consistent, have the hunger, and be dedicated for our organization, and be able to give back. This is not just a one-way street, as my own coach, mentor, has always taught me, Dr. Debbie Barkey, my recipe program director. I also call her Madam First Lady now because Alex is now the APHA National President. But what I would like to say is that it's a two-way street. It is a two-way street. So as much as we're investing in you, you should be ready to invest back into the organization. And that could be through coaching, serving as a national officer, serving as a leader, volunteering at a service event that we may have. Investing is intentional. It's not just something that we do haphazardly. And so that's something that we want to see in our proteges. Another thing is to be proactive. when you are proactive in not only asking questions, but proactive in giving honor. I think a lot of times we have lost the ability and opportunity to give honor. So as you just saw what I just did there, Dr. Divya Barkey, I consistently give honor to a individual that gave me a foundation to stand on, and I will never forget her for that. And so you should make sure that you're giving honor to your coaches, making sure that you're valuing their time, but also when it comes time to celebrate you, because we will be celebrating you, that you celebrate the organization and everything that comes associated with it. So the coach or the coaches or the individuals that have invested in you, never be too proud to be thankful. And so that's something that we really are instilling in our proteges, no matter what stage that they're in, because we're going to do everything that we can. And I mean everything that we can to make sure you're successful. So those are some of the things that we're looking for with our proteges. So proactivity, the consistent communication, the standard of excellence that we know that you are and who you are in that field. And so making sure that we see all of that and receive all of that as we invest in you and you invest back in the organization. But Gio, do you have any additional things to add?
I do. Adding the, oh man, it said it was about to be cool because I was adding the application again for those who didn't see it, but I failed. But the fruit that I gained from that failure is that Dr. Blackwell always has my back, and he's already reposted it because I said it. See, look at how God works. And we see you, Dr. Bray, with the honor up, honor down, honor all the way around. I'm gonna honor my brother, Dr. Blackwell, for his honor. But no, as for what we're looking for in our proteges, and even our coaches, and when we say investing is intentional, we use the word investing intentionally. It is an investment. It is something that may or may not produce a return, even though we do believe it will produce fruit. It might not. Honestly speaking, this year we had 100%. Last year we had 95. So that means there was a person or two that did not get the return that they expected in this program. But what they did get was fruit. And what they will get is the opportunity to be committed to something that will go long before them. What they did also get is the mentorship and coaching and guidance from someone above them. And so through our investment, we're looking for proteges / people who have already and who are continuing to invest in where they're at. They're blooming where they're at. They are very involved in their community right now. They're very involved at their classes in school right now. They're the leaders of organizations right now. They're building things that didn't exist before them right now, so that when they're surrounded with other people, that they're able to do that faster, quicker. While this program is designed to get you your first choice residency or fellowship, it is also intentionally designed for you to invest in us as an organization, PILS, but also to be invested in with our overall mission of changing the look, the face, and the feel of healthcare. Not just pharmacy, not just pharmacists, but healthcare at large. And so we want people who are invested in our vision at every stage, which our protege program is one of those stages. And the last thing I'll say is we don't always pick, quote unquote, the A students. We intentionally every year place our bets on people who people don't place their bets on. And so we pride ourselves in taking a couple of people, if not more, who look like they're not supposed to be in a residency and fellowship, and really guiding them, surrounding them with support, ensuring that, hey, they are surrounded with people who are seen as go-getters, and then they also peeling back their onion and start to sharpen what they do have, while knowing that some of what they do have also helps these go-getters. And so what we're looking for is people that are being themselves and just have a hunger and overall mission and vision to help others. And we do believe once you get around others like-minded individuals, you'll be able to accelerate that mission and vision.
Absolutely. Any other questions? Feel free to keep adding them into the chat. Y'all are helping us make history. We got up to 34 already, and so this is just amazing. We really want to engage you. So if you know anybody, send them to this live so that way they can get these questions answered. One of the other things that I will share with you all.
No, go ahead. Continue.
Oh, see, he's about to break some breaking news or something. Well, one of the other things I want to share with each one of y'all is that we're doing something different this year. So as much as the coaches invest in the proteges, we really want to invest in the coaches this year. So the coaches also are going to have their own separate curriculum where they're going to get all the resources and all the tools needed to be even more excellent than what they already are now. We heard some of the coach feedback. They were amazing this year. So we had amazing leaders receive that feedback, and now we incorporated that into the curriculum. So please make sure, if you're interested in coaching, we do want to invest in you. We will invest in you, so that way you have the tools needed to be successful in coaching these proteges, these amazing future leaders that are going to change the look, face, and feel of healthcare at every stage. So, Gio, what were you about to do? Because I'm nervous.
I can't even find it, but I was, because my whole thing got messed up with this computer thing. But I was, and I know Josh can do it, so when I say it, it'll happen. Gonna drop the Mighty link. And so there's a lot of people who may not be a part of our Mighty community, which is going to be the go-to platform for everything that we do for Pills moving forward. And so we want to make sure that for those that are joining us in these impromptu pop-ups, they're getting first to know access. Before the end of 2024, this will be a paid community only, unless you're part of our ecosystem as a leader, i.e. our protege program or our leadership team in some way, form, or fashion. And it'll be also open to our partners. But we want to also make sure, as we're building this community, that we're in real time, teaching our profession and our ecosystem how to create wealth. There's one thing to hear about it, but we're going to show you brick by brick how to build wealth through creating the value, which our value as an organization has spoken for itself, but we're going to make it real, tangible. We have a plan in place to show you the impact that we've made and we're making, while also capturing that value. We've also built other things that will be coming. So we like to say that our proteges are products of Pills, but we will also have Pills products. We will also have officially merch for sale. We will also have officially Pills playbooks for sale. Playbooks being the playbook to get to a specific function, to get to a specific area, to get a specific promotion. And I'm cool saying all this stuff because someone can copy it all they want to, because they will. That's how we know it's valuable. And that's good. We want more people to copy the things that we do because we're looking to create generational health and wealth, and we know we can't do it ourselves. What do we say? We're changing the look, the face, and the feel of healthcare, which means by creating healthcare, you're also creating health as wealth care. And so we're going to show you in real time how to do that through technology, through advancements in financial education, through teachers taking you Sheck's level. We're looking to do that in so many different ways, but we're going to be doing that first through our Mighty platform. And so everyone that's on this call today, if you're not a part of it, which I'd assume you're not, we have the link. You have to be here live because I don't think if you see the repost of this, I don't know if the link will be live, but it's not going to be live anymore. And so you're getting, I don't even like saying the word free, but because I already have Founders Friday, I'm a complete exclusive. I was going to keep the F's going. I was going to say free today, but I'm going to listen to, I can take coaching in real time. So I'll flip
or that. The featured link,
a featured link where we've already taken the investment for you. So we got a featured link for those. And so please click the link. Trust me, we're still in beta mode right now. So trust me, there is value coming. It's like you're getting inside Amazon before it became Amazon with this network. And we know that within the next year, because there will be focus put towards it, that this will be the go-to platform for everything you need from an education standpoint, from an e-commerce standpoint, as we sell products that we do have, both from the service standpoint, but then also from a physical standpoint, and then also from an economy standpoint. We're going to have every single one of our officers who has a second or third or fourth business to have that available on this platform and have it accessible for the communities, which means you have to be a leader or a coach to have access to our economy. And all of our coaches and leaders are going to make a pledge to give a percentage of that profit back to Pills. And so as we build this ecosystem and economy, again, we're going to show you in real time. We're not going to hide it. We're going to let you know we are both helping nonprofit, where we're not profiting, students, and also creating value for profit for professionals while creating health and wealth generationally, not just for us, not just for our kids, but for our kids' kids. And hopefully we want to be able to have at least one or two people from here be able to take care of their parents too. Multi-generational health and wealth is where we're at. We multipliers. So with that, any questions on what you've heard, what you haven't heard, Who you think is better out of Jay-Z, Drake, Biggie? Because obviously J. Cole is not in that anybody's big three, but an apology. Ain't a rapper though. Ain't a rapper though. Just call me King G. Hey.
Lies. But anyway, before Gio gets off record, because he's delusional right now, I will say we want to end in a mighty way, and not just because of the app, not just because of the app, but because we really are making an impact, literally at every stage. And so we just appreciate each and every one of y'all for taking the time out of your busy Friday to hang with us. Please note that you want to click the link right now, because once we go off, the link is gone. So definitely make sure that you are clicking on the link and joining us on Mighty Platform. But without further ado, I think it's time to end in a mighty way and call it an evening.
Okay. I thought
unless you want to keep going, I'm okay.
I'm gonna keep going. Kofi is my next meeting, by the way. If we can, I know, meeting. But it's at 6. We got 6 minutes, so I want to. Okay. I'm gonna get a 2-minute break, so I'm gonna give y'all 5. Any other questions? There's people on here that may or may not have questions. This is your time to get it. But as we are closing for today, definitely want to give a shout out specifically to our national leaders. I see some of them on the call. This is our first time ever having that. And the reason why I'm doing that too is to specifically call their names out and specifically speak to the programs that they will be at next. I think it's very valuable to hear both the names, see how they are, the schools they're from, to hear how the mix of male to female. These are all the things we look at when we look at building a class and a cohort, but then also building a leadership team. We're very intentional of not just taking the word diversity for diversity's sake, but ensuring that we have a multi-dimensional, multi-hyphenate leadership team. The hyphenate being that they have passions beyond the profession of pharmacy. The hyphenate being that they have vision beyond their next stage. They have visions for other people. And so excited to actually say their name on a call on Founders Friday Live. And also happy to share the mic because I've been talking. So I'm going to allow my president and CEO to read their names, read their roles, read their schools, read where they're going to be going next.
I don't have all the information yet, but I will definitely tell y'all that as he puts me on blast, you know what I'm saying?
Always.
I already said my own protege, so I'll just start with clinical. We only have one clinical out of this group, but Carson Snag, she is going to be the incoming PGY1, PGY2 MS Health System Pharmacy Administration and Leadership resident at UW Health in Madison, Wisconsin. She's representing Belmont College of Pharmacy. And she'll be graduating from there. We have Josiah Moore from Mercer University. He's the one that I need to get the information from. Josiah, where you at? But he definitely.
Let's just say this as he's continuing though. Let's just say this because he said it, but I want to be clear. We got a head protege, clinical, and we got a head protege. I'll call it corporate. It's on the fellowship side, but I got to do the C's. So clinical, corporate. Yeah, you got me. And he also said that we only have one clinical. And so we want to make sure that we're not sleeping as a clinical side of things on leaders on the clinical side. We definitely understand the rigor it takes to get a PGY1, PGY2, but we also want to see more of you as you're doing that, expanding your capacity now to be leaders so that you're able to lead and have more Joshes and Chandlers and Carsons. We want to have more of that because right now the corporate side is winning, and we don't want that. We like that we winning, but we don't want to be winning. We want it to be twofold. And so with that, we're challenging the clinical side because there ain't nobody no more after Carson from a cohort standpoint to come with it from a leadership standpoint. Dr. Moore, he had so many options that we don't even know which one. We know which ones he said yes to, but we don't know which one he's going to say yes to. So we'll move forward from there. Just know that we had 100% and he's going somewhere. That ain't his university.
He is going somewhere. But we'll let him announce it. The time is right. Josiah, hurry up. But anyway, he's graduating from Mercer. But Mercer is really representing on the national team. because next, Janice Bibbs, also another Mercer grad. And so once again, we already acknowledged her, but she will be going to Eli Lilly. Okay, and so we got that. Jamia Jackson, she definitely is also from Mercer. Once again, Mercer is in the building. And so she will be going to, I forget, where's Jamia going? George, I forget.
Wow. I might have forgotten too. It might be the leader in Indianapolis, but maybe on a national level, Wow.
Oh, Lily?
We might call Uncle Eli over here.
Uncle Eli?
Yes.
Uncle Eli? You see that alley hoop that he just caught?
But she also, she's a little unique that she's also doing a unique opportunity where she's going to be at Eli, the FDA, and Butler. So that's amazing.
Wow. We keep doing it. Definitely another individual, another leader to celebrate. We got Maria Torres, Mercer University. You don't see the trend. Mercer's trying to kill us, So we just gotta thank them. But she also will be going to what? Uncle Lily? Is that what we're calling it? Uncle Lily?
Eli, you're making it happen over.
So she'll be a medical affairs neuroscience visiting scientist fellow with Lily.
VSF, hold it down.
VSF.
Oh, by the way, shout out to VSF. I want to be very, very clear. I had nothing to do with this, but they are the first. Go look online, go Google, whatever. They are the first program to already start recruiting for 2025. First after Pills, though, because Pills already started recruiting our cohort before them, but they must have saw that. And I want to be clear, I had nothing to do with that. So shout out to the program. Now you're going to see other programs copy us at the VSF. Just know we out there first.
We represent Mosina. She is actually doing something different. She ain't at Lily, but Rainy from Temple University. She got her first choice. She will be a U.S. and Global Medical Affairs Oncology Fellow at Pfizer with the Rutgers program. So we are excited for our national officers. We are so proud of you guys. We appreciate the great work that you're doing under Dr. Kofi Ando, another Blackwood protege, might I add, that is really helping lead this team. But we also appreciate one of our original OG proteges, Dr. Chandler, is in the building. We appreciate you, sir. We can't do a lot of stuff without you. So definitely want to acknowledge you, especially say congratulations publicly, since you made it publicly. I don't know if y'all saw the syndication, the chef level syndication. They're expecting their first baby, and so we're excited that Baby Pills is expanded. We got babies and pills now, y'all. So we definitely honor you, sir, and appreciate everything you're doing. So without further ado, we got to get to a meeting, Gio. So what you about to do? How we going in?
So first off, big shout out to our head of all of our proteges, Dr. Erica Hilo KK, as I like to call her, but Heilich officially. She has my second favorite baby, because I got to say first to my baby, you know what I'm saying, my baby Portia. So second favorite baby. But then also shout out to our first ever protege and our, I'll call him Mr. President-elect, Dr. Chandler Sheck-Snyder. While I know you always get to see, literally speaking, myself and Josh's face, and you do hear us a lot, those are the two people that are behind the scenes making sure they both are leading our community across from a leadership standpoint, internally and externally, but then our programming. Dr. Erica Heilich literally penned our first curriculum ever for our protege program, even though we've been batting 90%. You see, the curriculum makes us go to 100. And so it showed us the power of having an actual plan. And Dr. Sheck-Snyder has definitely taken the opportunity to take the leadership burden of our team upon his shoulders. So Josh and I can do stuff like this. And obviously, Josh is highlighting the leaders of the leaders. So I'll let him shout that before we go. And Dr. Kofi already said that he's going to be a little late to the meeting too. So we got some grace. Yes.
All right. Well, Chinyere, Mala, we appreciate you too. We know that we couldn't do everything without you guys because you guys are helping lead the coaches. And we actually got some new leaders coming on board that's going to be helping out with the proteges. one of which is a Blackwood protege. Well, so I'm just excited. I'm just honored. I don't know. I'm just overjoyed, y'all. We got 100%. Proteges coming in the building. I hear dings. So y'all are joining Mighty, which is amazing. This is so exciting.
Drop it one more time. Yeah, drop that one more time. Drop the link one more time to the application and to Mighty, and then we'll get us out. You know what I'm saying, on some push-ups. We ain't dropping giving us 50. You drop and give us 100. You feel me?
Well, so y'all heard it first. This is the last time I'm posting the link to Mighty, and then for the application, this is it. You can get this link on our social media platforms and everything like that. There's the link to the application. Please apply. Tell all your friends, to everyone you know. But we're excited. We out. 100 2024. Let's get it.